This video is sponsored by True Gold Republic, the precious metals experts. Talk to one of their experts today about diversifying your portfolio to help assure your future financial security. Find their contact information in the description below and pinned in our first comment. God bless True Gold Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I've told y'all many times, all of my assets are in gold and silver, retirement assets, gold and silver, and commodities, period. Look in at True Gold Republic. God bless. All right. We're not going to be able to do we're going to do it anyway, of course. Let's do it. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is May 4th, 2024, just before 10 p.m. Central here in the U.S. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing more tornadoes on the ground here. We have a tornado watch and warning. We have a tornado on the ground. It's the first of the day. We have a supercell in the panhandle of Texas, and we have tornadoes on the ground here in central Texas near San Angelo. Now, with that said, we'll see if anyone...
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I know they are. As usual. So we do have a tornado on the ground here, and we will take a look at that. And this may or may not turn out to be a tornado. This warning was not up yesterday. They've changed everything on every program. But what we see here is just south of Ozona, Texas, heading to Junction. Barksdale, Camp Verde, there's Abilene. At least I know Abilene, right? I used to drive from Odessa to Abilene to get a good steak. Well, I didn't drive. My manager did. But we do have a tornado on the ground in that area. This is Midland, Odessa right here. And this is going to come through to San Antonio here. Abilene, actually, this is a highway that goes up into Dallas, Texas, and I believe this is I-10 into Bakersfield. But I'd like to get more information. Good evening, Catherine. How are you? God bless you. Please let me know if you can hear me and if everything's coming in okay. Hope you're having a great night. So we do have more tornadoes on the ground. Guys, we've never seen flooding like this. School is closed through Monday. I mean, the children are absolutely loving it, but I've got houses here that have never flooded, not in the 20-year, 100-year flood zone. They have an inch of water inside them, and they're letting not millions of gallons, but tons of millions of gallons out of Lake Conroe and Lake Houston. And I will say that my aunt's house that she's been living at for 35 years flooded. They lived right on Lake Houston over in Kingwood, and they had to evacuate. I think it was mandatory. Some of it was mandatory. Some of it was, well, you're choosing. But I will say I've heard just within the last few minutes, and we have more rain coming, that most of the parkways over there are covered in water. Now, I know my cousin that lives one block from my aunt, he has a big old Tundra. It's factory jacked up, probably a $70,000, $80,000 truck. So he'll be able to get him out of there. I know him. He looked at trucks with me. So he'll be fine. He's a good old boy. Oil and gas. All right. This is what we have. Headed towards Amarillo. where I used to have to drive an hour and 45 minutes to get a steak, out in the boondocks where there's no grass for cows to eat and there's nothing but wind farms and oil fields, the steaks are terrible. Okay, in East Texas, the steaks are awesome. This is up in the Panhandle near Donna Mason Brown, and we're going to see a lot of things happening tonight. But this is something that's, well, look at the colors. You can drop down here and see the decimals dropping down and that storm intensifying as it goes into Amarillo, Texas. We're trying to get a good National Weather Service. Now, this is the watch for tonight. I will say that I am covered by the heavy flash flood possible, but not the tornado warning, although they have not been as consistent as they usually are with this stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. It's getting so crazy here. I will show y'all Houston and Conroe on Twitter. This is where I'm at. You know, guys, I live in Conroe because the school district's so good. We'll go ahead and expand it. And we're going to add one more. All right, this is Conroe Loop 336. It goes around Conroe.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
All right, so obviously I'm not in a great spot here. Y'all just heard that on my phone. This was the 18-wheeler we saw veer off the road. Montgomery County, just so you guys know what we're talking about here. Montgomery County, Texas. And these are multi-million-dollar homes. It's all flooded. The entire lake's flooded, and they're letting millions of gallons out of the lake tonight, last night, and even tomorrow. So a lot of these houses, they say, are going to flood no matter what we do. They said they have to let the water out. This is going to be where I'm at here in Texas. It is totally crazy. Conroe. Now, this is Conroe here. It's like a big pileup in Conroe. Whoa! Crazy stuff. This is Lake Conroe 2. South of Conroe, that's where I am. South of Conroe, West Fork, San Jacinto River. Overflowed. Probably $1 million house. And as y'all can see, this comes all the way up to the highway from the San Jacinto River and from Lake Conroe, etc. I mean, this guy is moving. We're talking about all the buildings wiped out, not some of them, all of them. A lot of these people just don't take a hint. And look, they won't listen. Turn around and don't drown, right? Isn't that what it says? Turn around and don't drown? All right. It gets so much worse here, guys. 3 people had to be rescued from their homes on 2854, which I just came from. San Jacinto River in Conroe, Texas, where I'm living here. Best school district, probably in the nation public-wise, but luckily, we've got some true patriots out there rescuing. These are children. You can see here. Where are their parents? I have no idea. She can, well, you know what. Conroe update. She wants to show you all how the ground is saturated. We saw this last night. It's going to get worse. Now we have more rain coming. And look, there's that constable. We have more rain coming. And believe it or not, we have more tornadoes coming, and they're going to release, I think, 1 million tons of water out of Lake Conroe tonight at 3 p.m. What do they want you to be sleeping and wake up in water? I've got Dr. Joey's good friend, a doctor as well, whose house flooded here. I became friends with her through Dr. Joey, and her house got 2 inches of water here in Conroe. Flooding likely. And what they're doing here, FM 1960, that's so impossible. It's so far south. Now, the flood level actually went up to about 71 feet. I'm at 170 feet. I picked the hill, right? Picked the hill. And they're calling this the worst since Harvey. I remember something called Alicia, where the whole town floated away. This is getting crazy. That's a drone mechanism right here. Channel Weather is doing a drone deal. Same girl. This is the status of the dam, I believe. Should be prepared for potential flooding along San Jacinto River. So that goes right up behind where my daughter's staying tonight. I told them to stay away from that damn dam, because they go walk on the dam. Not this dam, but the San Jacinto River Dam right behind our homes there. The very expensive homes. I'm afraid even they are probably going to flood. I could tell the entire street when I went by today had been underwater with the branches and stuff. I'm talking about Kirkendall in the middle of the woodlands here, and they're letting millions of gallons out of the dam tonight again. They don't know what to do. And this is San Jacinto River. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I heard you. I got it. So we have been discussing this. We do have tornadoes inbound right now and more rain. I mean, you always want your computer and your phone to tell you that tornadoes are possible for your location, right? I can't even see that number. Is that a 62? It went up to 74 feet. I'm at 174 feet. I picked the hill. I became a real estate appraiser when I was 15. So I knew when I bought my house to always pick the hill. I didn't want to be in a 100-year floodplain. Keep my insurance as low as possible. You can see this is Air 11 over the San Jacinto River near Lake Conroe. It's actually overtaking the roads. The roads I went on earlier today to pick up my food. You can tell they were completely been covered in water, and they've announced that, look, they're releasing 13,400 cubic feet per second of water. Releasing 13,400 cubic feet per second of water over the next 2 or 3 days. Now, people have already lost their homes and everything here. I wish it wasn't so, but it is so. They're about to release at 7 p.m. Wednesday, 7,000. That was our first release. It's KPRC. Going backwards. Just want to let you guys know what was going on here. It did go up. This is 62.3 to 74 feet so far, but they are releasing more water tonight from Lake Conroe and from Lake Houston, both lakes, and he's actually cooking. That's awesome. Yeah, save the puppy. That's all I care about. Crosby, east of Houston. They didn't get hit as bad as we did. Colony Ridge up by Conroe. I mean, this house, we would call this pretty lucky situation. I know that sounds ridiculous. The red part is moderate flooding, right? Moderate flash flooding. But that was 22 minutes ago. And Sunday, it's into Sunday. That's what they're expecting for tomorrow, not today. And where do I live? Well, everyone knows where I live. I live right there. And Lake Conroe is the San Jacinto River. It goes within about 2 miles of my home. Probably less than that. I won't lie to you. I went through the flooded area that had, and then I went over the highway on Kirkendall with the dam. And I could tell that we had some real problems. This is Houston. People that don't know what they're doing. People from the north need to stay in the north. This is a regular occurrence here in Houston. Mayor John Whitmire and the HPD chief Troy Finner saw flooding Kingwood. Now, Kingwood is where my aunt, my cousin lives, both my cousins, female and male, and my aunt and her husband. And they live on the very best street, but it backs up to Lake Houston. And they've lived there for 30 years. I almost want to cry because I know how much they love their home, and it's gone, guys. That's Lake Houston flooding. That's, a park. Their house backs up to Lake Houston. Let's see if this is going to be. We have mandatory evacuations in her area. I know that. That's in Kingwood. Let's see where we are at here. North Houston is all they're really calling it. I told you, my cousin's got a truck that's about 12 feet in the air, right? It's a factory lift, so he should be able to make it through. And we've seen a lot of this. Remember, when you see water like this, turn around. Don't drown. Turn around. Don't drown. Remember that. Look at this lady. She just drove right into it with her daughter that's... What?
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Hear you. Lots of love. I love it too, Not Perfect Christians. So can y'all believe that of course, I talked to the owner of my sponsor before I took the sponsorship and told him he had about 14% whack jobs here in the U.S. Total, psychopaths and sociopaths alone. And then we're up to about 34% of people, including psychopaths and sociopaths, that have so many mental problems or disabled that they're dangerous to themselves and others. So over a third of the population, no wonder I always have a gun on my sidearm, right? That's just how it rolls around here, man. It's just how it rolls. Look at that. I can't believe that fire truck can get through that water. Obviously, the carburetor, which is the air intake, is above the water. It looks like an old Army truck. Houston Fire Department is using it, but it looks like an old Army truck repainted. I saw that same truck block I-45 the other day with a 30-car pileup. Me and my dad did. During either his surgery or my surgery, one of the two. Tornadoes, forced evacuations. It's everywhere here. This is going to be probably Lake Houston area. Flooding over here, not me personally. And we're going to get back into real-time stuff. I just couldn't believe that they sent them to school yesterday on Friday. The kids are in both these buses that are floating away. I mean, hello, this is Colony Ridge. Just so you guys know, that's part of Conroe ISD, I think, and they shut it down. Did no one figure it out or what? Teresa, everyone's going up in flames right now. Everyone. Can you believe that person threatened me? Luckily, I was smart enough to tell the sponsor that would happen. Probably not the first time it was happened. They were stupid enough to put it on the deal, so I sent it to him. All right, this is hail coming down right now. Hail coming down in Abilene, Texas. Heavy hail, and they're juicing the storm. What are we about to see? Whatever they're doing to Texas, they're going to turn it blue, even though it's just watercolor. Look what happens when you see abnormal lightning. Remember, we had more lightning strikes in January than we did all of last year or any other year in recorded history. And look what shows its face when the storms move towards the west. And look, I want you to see. Look at Kingwood. They've got it all set up. They've got it all already set up. They tried to flood it out more here. They've got it already set up. I'm beeping from a tower here. I'm a little bit, that's Lake Conroe right there. It's raining heavily here and hailing. I'm beeping. I live right about where my hand is here. That's the main tower here. I'm just letting y'all know. That brown stuff, well, must be the Russians, right? Because the Russians hate Texas. Amarillo, same brown stuff being seen. Same stuff here. Abnormal. If you can't call this abnormal lightning, you can't call anything abnormal lightning, right? What's really scary is they have it all over Kingwood. That's Lake Houston right there. And it's a mandatory evacuation, and some of it was not mandatory, but suggested. But when it hits this area, guess what's going to happen? Look here in Houston. That's brown too.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I get you. I'm not doing that on purpose, guys. I don't know how to stop it, okay? I think those emergency warnings are part of the plan. Remember, these evil spirits or people, whatever you call them, they feed off fear. So never be afraid. Don't ever be afraid, but do realize this is irregular lightning. Very irregular, and when it clears out, you'll see this brown stuff is sitting on the ground. I don't know what it is. I don't know who sprayed it. I won't claim to know either one of those things, but I will claim to tell you all this is irregular weather patterns, and this storm is moving directly east, not southeast like it used to, or not northeast like it used to, right? We're going to back up a little bit. It's happening. So this was happening in Mexico last night. Look, brown. And this is what hit Houston. And they're doing it again. And this is where the people Laredo is where the people are on the wall. And near Zapata, Carrizo Springs, I've got a big hunting lease down there. You know, I only try to use a bow. And I would never, ever hunt a deer that was less than 12 points. And I've taught my children the same. And we don't use our 240s. We carry a 45 on the hip, and we use our Bowtex. Or my daughter has a Bear. I know a lot of people like Matthews. My best friends like Matthews the best. I've got a really expensive Bowtech Carbon Black Knight. The arrow speed's a lot faster, and it's got a lot more distance than a lot of the Matthew bows. So, you know, I have my choice. So you can see we got problems coming, and look, they're already putting brown here, and look how close I am to getting hit. It's early still. Stick around, y'all might get some fun. Well, was anyone here with me the night that the tornado went right over my house, jumped the trees, and landed on I-45? It's only a 12-mile little deal here. So look, nothing's been recorded. We have had them on the ground today, Saturday. Nothing's been recorded by the University of Michigan. Maybe because they're off today? I don't know. Maybe because they're off today? That's still a question in my mind. I'm going to update this. It is bizarre world. Teresa, if you see anyone misbehaving out there, just kill them. Remove them from the channel or put them on timeout and text me. Either way, could you imagine someone even stating that? That shows the hatred in their hearts. And you know what? They'll be judged here on earth and they'll be judged afterwards. They don't get that. They don't get that. But karma is a real deal. It's a positive, negative attraction situation. And you can't get away from what you've done because it's going to come back to haunt you. Period. And that's really how the world works. I hope y'all do know that. All right, so this is the one tornado. Let me see if I can update this for you guys. Lots of love. They put all new radars in. I can't get a hold of. We've got one tornado headed into Sonora, Texas, and then into Junction. I've done some work. San Saba near Lois there. And, well, I don't see anything except for that one tornado on the ground. It has not been reported, but it's been on the ground for probably about 15 or 20 minutes. It's about to hit I-10. This is going to be I-10 right here. Major thoroughfare from Jackson, Florida to San Diego. And we could probably pick up some DOT cameras, Texas DOT cameras when it crosses there. But right now, let's hold on. It looks like, look at that tornado headed towards Amarillo. We're going to update this, see what's going on. By the colors involved, definitely 100 mile per hour plus winds, and we have them everywhere. This is all going into Dallas, Fort Worth again, into Oklahoma. Let me shout out to Oklahoma, give you all the big picture here. Let me update this as well. All right, that's that Supercell you're seeing up there. They're not doing a real good job, as they usually do a great job on National Weather Service. That is that Supercell. These are all Supercells. 100 mile per hour winds. Maybe they just started. That's I-20. Is that I-20 there, guys, or I-30? Y'all tell me. You'll know better than me. I wanted to show y'all what we're dealing with today. I'm under the heavy rainfall flash flooding. We're flooding. We couldn't have taken any more water, and no one even forecasted this stuff. Nothing. No channel, no nothing did. Not even me, okay? I said we'd get hit earlier this month. I said we'd get hit every other day until June 15th, June 31st, just like last year, every other day. And then we have a very strong high-pressure front pushing through here. Now, we all really know it's a subtropical low because it's spinning counterclockwise. It's a low, but as soon as it comes on ground, they name it as a high. Now, we have heavy snow possible, mixed precipitation, heavy rain, thunderstorms, etc. This will be our next one, and that's only going to give us a 24-hour break. Let me show you. Tomorrow, I don't get a break. I've got heavy thunderstorms all day again today. Houston, Conroe, Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, Lake Livingston especially. We can't take any more water. There's just nowhere to go. I'm about to have to turn my SUV into a boat. To get out of here. I am being surrounded by all sides. And then Monday, we have another, and this is based on that high pressure zone joining all the moisture coming out of the Gulf, which is a lot of moisture on the 6th. And you'll have to remember, later on the 4th into the 5th and the 6th, we have 3 or 4 coronal mass ejections inbound. So we're going to have a solar storm on top of all this, and I guess this rain covers, well, let's get this right. Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and the tornado warning goes from, well, the very southern part of South Dakota through Nebraska, into Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, and down into Texas and Arkansas as well. It just gets crazier the more we look at it. I do want to update this and see where the supercells are. Is everyone having a good time? I know I am. But say, Arkansas Blues man, I have it on free chat, nothing to be held. It says message retracted by you. That's what it says here, Arkansas Blues man. But it's good to see you no matter. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Look, I'm going to run this through and we're going to see what happens. Now, we are going to take callers now. What else do we have to do? There goes the iPhone. See if there's a charge on it. Let me get some electricity on it. Oh. It's going to be another nasty night. And we'll have a 24-hour break, but that's not going to give us enough time to get rid of this water here, guys. So, should be interesting, well, what? 6 months? 6 months till the election? When's the election? November 4th? November 7th or 4th? You guys know? When we saw Vegas odds hit even Steven last night with Biden and Trump, I knew. Well, you know what I knew. I can't even say it on this channel. But I think we all knew there was a huge problem. Trump was 2,000 to 1. Negative 2001. If you would have bet $1, you would have won 2,000. If you would have bet $200, you would have won. Was that 400,000 or $40,000? I guess. I should have taken the bet to kind of diversify my risk here. If Biden was reelected, which it looks like he's gonna be, that's the scary part. All right, we're gonna go actually into now here. Now that it's fed, all right, let's zoom in. Everyone knows what colors mean. This looks nasty over here. This is the tornado on the ground. South of Dallas, near Waco again, we have tornadoes actually appearing. Again, what's so weird is this is moving what appears to be directly east. Now, is that still east? I'm not quite sure. My phone has a compass on it, and it doesn't point in the direction it should anymore, okay? If y'all have an iPhone, go to your iPhone and hit compass, and you'll see we're about 40 degrees, almost a half a flip off of where it should be. Up here, let's give Andrew Ambri a call. This is all coming to Andrew's area. Andrew is one of our correspondents out at Wichita Falls, which used to be the capital of tornadoes in the world. I believe that's probably moved north into Nebraska, Iowa, Hey Siri, give Andrew Ambri a call on speakerphone.
Calling Andrew Ambri on speaker.
Mr. Ambri, you sound like you're mobile. We are live and we're looking at you. You okay over there?
Well, you ain't looking at me. I'm in Springfield, Missouri almost right now.
Oh, good for you, man. You don't want to be in Wichita Falls, Texas.
What was that?
I said you don't want to be at home maybe right now, right?
Yeah, well, I'm headed home. I'm going to be coming through Tulsa and Oklahoma City soon.
Well,
What's going on?
well, you got tornadoes. I know you live about 40, 50 miles to the west of Wichita. We got some tornadoes on the ground right there near Seymour. Have you ever heard of Seymour?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know where Seymour is.
All right, and Vernon as well.
Oh, Vernon? Yeah, well, that's I live between Vernon and Wichita. I don't live about 50 miles away, but I'm a little closer than that. But yeah.
All right, well, those, we have two series cells moving towards Wichita Falls. I'd say they're in,
I think I sell about maybe 6 o'clock in St. Louis that was crossing the Mississippi River that definitely had a low cloud and that looked pretty gnarly. I tried to snap some pictures, but all it focused on was the arch in the Mississippi River.
the camera. I got you. Did it start water spouts? Because we got those here with the flood in Houston.
It definitely was a chunk cloud that had a lowering to it that looked like it was rotating. So it would shock me if that wasn't something in, it might have been something in Missouri, or it could be something wrong. But
Right, we're going to back out and see where you're at right now. So you're up in Missouri, huh? Springfield area. So you got a,
yeah,
I will say, it was a fairly, light, it looks fairly light, the squall line that went through compared to what's in your area at your home.
the St. Louis squall line was a pretty heavy rain, but it wasn't very long.
Right, it just doesn't look, it doesn't get those purples, those whites, those pinks. You know what I'm talking about. I know you do. Well, I'm sure you'll be fine. Are you going to make it all the way home tonight, or what's your plan?
Well, if I had my way, I'd be staying in a hotel, but I'm kind of riding with somebody else, so I'm probably going to drive the entire way.
Y'all switch it up and stay awake out there.
Yeah, that's what we did. We left Ohio
Right?
at about 1 o'clock.
Well, you're always our go-to when we see Wichita Falls, as you know, bro. So we decided to hit you up right before these 2 or 3 supercells come through. But I'm sure everything will end up at.
I'm looking right now. The closest, soonest feed that I got that I can get on the road from Wichita Falls is a couple of hours ago, so it's not exactly current.
Right, so I've got stuff headed into Electra, and I'll zoom in a little bit more for you. Holiday and Electra.
Yeah, Electra is not as worrisome, but Holiday is, because that kind of makes remember I was telling you about the topographical section of that county?
Right, you're on a hill.
Holiday would put it in kind of in a keyhole to where it could possibly come into where I live at. But
And you said you're.
it's still very unlikely, but Electra actually knocks it out of that area where it wasn't.
And what he means by that, guys, is tornadoes don't climb hills. They look for flat areas. They don't even like trees, from what I've seen. I have seen them clear trees. I'm going to put the AI on here and see what AccuWeather does with the AI. it takes the big supercell right north of Holiday. But
Yeah, so Holiday's a low-lying area, or Holiday's kind of a hill, and then there's a low-lying area between Holiday and where I live at. Electra is not a high area; it's sort of a low spot itself. And north of it, most of the time, the storms from there track up north because that's a lower area there, closer to the Red River. And like I said, Holiday, there's kind of a small path there where it can get close, but it definitely doesn't. It definitely won't climb a hill. I would beg to do a little scientific research on whether or not a tornado that's on the ground will actually climb up any type of significant grade.
they seem to jump the trees here in the woodlands, but my aunt lost her house on Lake Houston last night or night before with 3 inches of water, mandatory evacuation. She was in the best houses are on the lake, obviously in Kingwood, and she's in the very far back, and it does not look good. Kingway Boulevard shut down right now. It's gotten so bad. I did show some footage from the area on Twitter when we started this live. It's gotten to be crazy here. And the weird part is, me and you both know, usually these storms circle around and either go south, east, southeast or northeast. They never go east. Well, all the storms are going directly east this time.
Well, they go east, but they don't go east to west. They don't go.
Well, that's what they're doing this time. Exact lines. You could draw a straight line. But when I put my Apple Compass on my phone, it says we're at like 34 degrees. It's not like it used to be a month or two ago. So I'm not quite sure if there's a pole, not a real pole flip, but a magnetic pole flip involved with all this or not. It would make perfect sense just based on that 3,600 year cycle and the perfect Mayan calendar of 25,200 years. Take 3,600 times it by God's number, you'll get 25,200 years exactly, which is where I believe we're at.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that Mayan calendar anymore. 2012. I actually took that very seriously and went to a very secluded area with a rather large bunker. And when nothing happened, I was very disappointed.
Well, let's just say this. Well, Andrew, we don't know what year it is, okay?
Exactly.
There's no possible way that we do, okay? So.
Yeah, I went to Alaska and I was so far in the woods that you had to take a helicopter and a plane to get to where I was at.
Awesome.
And I was slightly disappointed that much preparation went into that trip for nothing. We had to buy Christmas presents because we didn't plan on Christmas being a thing that year. I'm kind of looking at the weather I'm just flipping it right now to see what.
Right. So there's more flash flooding, and there is still a tornado on the ground south of your area. We'll go there, but I just want, you're my correspondent, and everyone knows, or I know at least, Wichita Falls, Texas used to be the tornado capital of the world, right?
Yeah, Terrible Tuesday. I mean, anybody can look that up. It's actually called Terrible Tuesday because that was Wichita Falls. That was 70. Yeah, was that 78 or 79? You remember that?
How many tornadoes did y'all get?
Yeah, what was that?
How many tornadoes? Was it one big one or?
It was three. It was three that made one big one. They were the original videos from it that we used to. It used to be a high school course in Texas that was junior high, and
Tornadoes
the
are
videos that we
possible for
watched,
your location.
the old videos that we watched clearly showed that it was 3 tornadoes that became one. So it was like 3 twos or threes, and then it became one just massive
F5,
tornado.
F5.
They considered it an F4, but it was just one of the largest tornadoes ever seen. Because it stayed on the ground for so long, it went all the way down, which is the map, you can still see it, in Wichita Falls. So it basically went from Memorial Stadium all the way down Southwest Parkway to downtown Wichita.
That's
So
correct.
it just made
That's
it
crazy.
very, very long.
We have Andrew. We have straight winds in your area. It's 70 miles per hour. Straight winds.
Right.
So I
You
mean,
actually, if you do a Google like aerial map,
Right.
you'll see all the storm cellars in Wichita Falls in almost a line, and all of those storm cellars that was the houses that got destroyed.
is that right?
And when they rebuilt the houses, they put storm cellars in the back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we see what's brown stuff showing their face, irregular lightning, things coming out of these SPR2 weather stations that aren't even on the map, and we all know what that's about. You live in a red state.
Yeah, I'm about to, I think, is this Springfield? Are we Springfield now? No.
All right, well, y'all be safe out there, okay,
We're
man?
in Bennett Springs State Park. We just went by in Missouri, but we're headed to Tulsa right now.
So that's
And I think,
y'all are coming in, then y'all about to get hit.
yeah, we're gonna hit right. Okay, so you're telling me we're probably gonna run right into.
Oh, you're gonna run right into it. It's already coming across the Panhandle, north of Texas, Oklahoma City. So, guys, I used to fly into Chesapeake. I work for Chesapeake, my consulting company, and that's right here. So he's gonna drive right probably into Oklahoma City next. And look at the camera in Oklahoma City. Can anyone believe this?
If I see anything on the road, I'll definitely
Snap a photo.
try to record it,
Hey,
and I'll send it to you guys in email.
you guys turn around and don't drown, right?
What was that?
Turn around and don't drown. I'd be more worried about heavy winds.
No, we're all right. We got the right vehicle to make this trip. We'll be all right. It's just
I hear that.
if I see anything on the
No problem.
I'll make sure to record it and send it to you.
All right. So I told everyone my cousin in Kingwood saved my aunt and uncle. They're 75 with his factory jacked up Tundra, probably a $70,000-$80,000 Tundra, but it goes right through the.
Money back then, though.
Sorry.
That's a lot of money back then.
Well, his is only a year old, but hey, y'all be careful out there, and send us any pictures you can. And
I'll see if we actually see anything.
yeah, until y'all get to
Be safe.
Oklahoma City, y'all are fine. Y'all heard about Houston, right? I mean, we're underwater. Well, y'all check it out. We've never seen.
You underwater or what?
Yes, my house is not, but everyone, even the Woodlands, Kingwood.
You're killing me. That's one of my boats are supposed to be dodged.
At Lake Conroe? Hopefully not Lake Conroe. They had to let out 1 million tons. Lake Houston? All right, well, hopefully you'll be okay. And I've got this. All this is headed to my location. I haven't slept in 3 nights because the same things happened 3 nights in a row here.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
Uh-oh, my phone does not like me. Lots of love to y'all. Y'all be careful out there, okay?
We will. All right, bye-bye.
All right, Andrew Ambri, great person. He was one of my anchors for a while, and on World News Report, y'all can see the brown stuff showing its face. We're going to actually go into AccuWeather here. And what I'd like to do is update this, guys. All right, Tahoe. I will, sir. Give me 1 second. I'm talking about Lake Tahoe, not Tahoe, Santa Fe, right? It looks like it's... I'm very familiar with Lake Tahoe. Extremely familiar with it. That looks like heavy snow and heavy snow. Let's run it, though, because you never know. So you have a supercell. You're right, sir. Trying to form back here, but they're not putting the brown stuff on it. And there's nothing happening. And let's check it out on Windy. Look at what's headed for James. It's going to be a shit show. Can anyone buy me a cup of coffee to buy a new roof? This is getting a little bit crazy. I won't lie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Nothing that anybody needs or wants. I'm gonna zoom in to Lake Tahoe for my boy here, and I'm very familiar with it. I used to fly over it about 3 times a week. Look at the snow up there. God, that's heavy snow. I want y'all to see the snow. Those are the ski lifts, and I want y'all to know it's May. It's May, right? Look at the snow. It's May. Look at the snow. Those are ski lifts. It's May. It's May. It's May. This is Lake Tahoe. I used to fly over it probably 5-6 times a week because I drilled 72 wells just in northern Sacramento Valley and northern San Joaquin Valley, and I shot 130 square mile 3D in that area. So I was out there on and off every 2 weeks for 6 years. Long time in California, especially when they don't like oil and gas people, right? I could clear a whole bar out. What do you do? I'm an oil and gas attorney. Then they'd all go, they jump from the bar, and they'd run to get in their big old 4x4 trucks. I was like, wait a minute. What are you putting in those trucks? Are those electric? Of course, when I was in the business, there were no electric vehicles, as we all already know. All right. That is Lake Tahoe. I'm going to bring you right into the dock. The dock at Lake Tahoe. Epic. Look at the snow. Epic. Now, I really don't see any supercells, but it's amazing they're getting that heavy of snow. And look at this weird stuff happening everywhere here. See these dots here? This is what we talk about when we talk about weirdness. Not something that regularly shows up. These dots, it's just not something I've ever seen before, and I've been doing this for 14, 15 years. Not professionally, only for 2 years, 3 years professionally, but let's see if we can get a picture of, I don't know what that is. Look, there's a line there on the, is that the moon at San Angelo? Or is that some of this spraying going on? I'm not quite sure here. I want to show you all this as well. I'm not quite sure what is going on out there in West Texas. This is all headed directly towards James, and it looks like they have sprayed out.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I understand. Okay, I got it. All right, looks like we got more tornadoes on the ground. Oh, only supercells now. How's everyone doing? Why don't we get a call from Stove or anybody else who wants to say howdy? So right now, the only tornado watch is in this little area here. Warning is in this little area here. We have 2 supercells. The ones in Oklahoma. Good news for Andrew and his driving partner have disappeared. Now, they are facing flood watches. Can you imagine a flood watch this large? And this is a flood warning. That means it's already flooded. And that would be, I guess, me, right? Let's see. I live actually in that little corner right there. So I'm not already flooded out. Although homes to the left of me, homes to the right, homes to the south of me, Dr. Joey's good friend, another doctor that I met here in the Woodlands, her home flooded out yesterday, day before. I think it was yesterday. Is DJ on the line or no? Let's see if we can call DJ. Hey Siri, call Dr. Joey on speakerphone.
Calling Dr. Joey on speaker.
Spring, Texas, K11s. You better subscribe to this channel. I'm running I'm out of the Woodlands, but technically Spring. Hey, listen, man, it's going crazy around here.
I know, you're flooding, tornadoes.
Crystal called me and said she had 2 inches of rain, water in her house, but they're letting 100 million more tons go out of Lake Conroe tonight at 3 a.m. Now,
Nice.
yeah, nice. When I was 15, I was a real estate appraiser, guys. So when I buy my homes, I actually look at the Bible. They say 150-foot tsunami. So I'm at 171 and 174 foot. My townhome and my home here. So far so good, right? My daughter thought she was going to go play at that dam over there, and I put the fear of the Lord in her. Once I went by, all the streets were flooded out. And they think it's fun to play on that dam. They don't realize what running water means, especially at those levels.
They're not the smartest cookies in the jar.
Well, no 12-year-old is, right?
No.
So I had to actually call. She spent the night at Haley's on my old street, right? Not my street. I had to call the wife, tell her what was going on. They were releasing more water. I'd already been through. The floods are already the roads are already flooded out, and the dam was already overwhelmed. And they used to stand on the dam and spray paint crap and shit. And I drove by and busted them a few times. I threatened her life. I said, and I did drive by the dam 3 times tonight, guys. I said, if I find you on that dam, you won't go to Haley's for 6 months. They swore they were hunkered down. They came by my house to get 2 electric scooters. And that was...
Yeah, because it's good to drive an electric vehicle through water, right?
I mean, I should have thought a little bit harder. I should have called Dr. Joey before I put up. They're like the X-Track $800 each scooters. I said, okay, y'all can use them. Just bring them back tomorrow. That was a bad mistake. I did actually drive up to the Starbucks and the Kroger looking for them. About 30 minutes after that, And unfortunately, I charged those scooters. They go like 24 miles, so I couldn't find them. And then I called and texted, got no response. That always makes you...
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
Oh, that's just coming through.
That's just coming through the computer?
Yeah, I don't know how or why. If I start biting my nails, folks, that means I'm nervous. Anyway, it's always good times here. I guess it's good times everywhere. Everyone's gotten their dose.
It has been raining all day.
DJ, it hadn't quit raining in 5 days here. We can't take it anymore. And I showed y'all...
That's because you guys put too much cement down there in Houston. There's
Well...
nowhere for the water to absorb. Houston is just a...
Well, let me add to
I
that.
call it a cereal bowl.
Well, let me add to that, and you're absolutely correct. But even the ground, the clay, ground in Houston, Texas, and surrounding areas is not soil like y'all are used to. It's clay. That's why there's so many faults in the streets, and the streets are so bumpy. And that's why the water cannot absorb. Okay, how do I know this? My father's an architect. I was his AutoCAD guy, so I know all about it, right? And that's what we're dealing with right now. There's nowhere for the water to go, and it just keeps coming. My aunt lost her $1 million home yesterday, day before. She's been there for 30 or 40 years on Lake Houston and Kingwood. Two of my cousins live 1 block from her, and I told everyone they have those big tundras. They're like factory lifted, 5-6 feet off the ground. They used to always want to drive my trucks before they bought theirs to check it out, and they got them out of there. But getting out of there and losing your home and furniture. I think they got the pets out too, It's kind of like if you get your pets and yourself out of there and your, birth certificate and all those important things, you've done a lot more than you think you have. Now, who has flood insurance? Nobody. I've learned this lesson the hard way. It cost me $1.2 million. When I lost 2 homes in Katrina. They said it was a flood. I said it was a hurricane. I had hurricane insurance. And guess what? They paid no one nothing. And now they're going to do the same thing, the insurance companies. If you don't have flood insurance, because you weren't in a floodplain, a 20 or 100-year floodplain, you're not going to get a dime, not one dime. Am I right, Joey?
Yeah.
That's how...
I had flood insurance, though.
Well, that means you were in the 20 or 100-year floodplain.
Well, I was on South Padre Island in La Vista. So.
That's probably the 20-year floodplain then, right?
Yeah, my house was at 11 feet.
Right, so that's probably the 20 year. There's two insurance types. There's a 20-year, which he's probably in on the beach. And we were too, but we thought hurricane insurance would cover it. And they argued...
Ew, that's just driving wind.
They argued that the storm surge, and they translated storm surge as flood, caused damage. By damage, they mean the 3-story house and 3-car garage.
Storm surge, rising water.
Right. And
which is flood.
We had 3 nuns that lost the church on the beach there testifying in our court case, and no one cared. You could be a nun, they won't believe you, right? That's a true story.
Right.
So, anyway, we're dealing with a lot of crap here, and look what James Can you get a hold of look what I've got coming for tonight. You won't even believe this. I'm going to update this for you. Watch where I'm beeping. I'm all actually to the left.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
I don't even know where that's coming from. All right, guys, I want y'all to see this. It's starting to hit. What am I, about 1 minute off here? That's a tornado. Head right for me. All these are tornadoes. That's tornado here. Get back to the tornado map and update that.
Did you put your chair seatbelt on?
I've got a really cool chair. Look at the abnormal lightning, but then look at the brown stuff showing its face as it goes over.
They're coming for you.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey, you didn't see earlier someone threatened they were going to take my gold sponsor, and actually already talked to the owner of the gold company. I'm like really good friends with him. I said, now, I've screwed like 4,500 women, and a lot of them are going to want to take my sponsorship away. He goes, good for you, man. I won't let that happen. He's a true patriot. I won't lie to you. And that's why he chose me. Whoever said that, what was her name, Tiffany? I went to their channel. I said, I bet this is a fake channel. And you know what? I already told them you'd be calling. They said, you're going to lose your gold sponsorship. I said, you want to bet? Let's go to your channel. The channel was invented yesterday. Anyone want to guess who did it? Anyone want to guess? I can come up with a few guesses, but I won't.
Our favorite zip code?
Right. So, it might have been professionally done. But he actually, I'm the only cell phone call he picks up. I've actually done several, you guys have done several transactions with him, so we're all good. We're not losing our gold sponsorship. Eventually we will. That's how the world works. But in the meantime, everyone must know that tomorrow's the final day, and then, what Dr. Joy always wanted, first, have a professional letter written by the district attorney general, assistant attorney general here in Texas, with my remonetization, and that'll go first on Twitter. I'll attach it, and then we'll wait like 4 days, and then we'll file to the Supreme Court. I mean, I'm going to be that guy y'all see on TV.
Well, take a couple of your suits to the dry cleaner, because we know you've been in flip-flops for about a couple years.
They got dust on them, but I got some damn good looking suits, I won't lie to you. Louis Vuitton. I might look like a gangster though.
Right? Make sure you can still fit in them.
Well, I have 6, 7 sizes, so I went through all types of things in my life. I would wear, if I had to go Supreme Court, blue tie, gray suit with light black stripes. I already know what I'm going to wear. If I gotta go, be in front of everybody. And you'd say, why don't you wear a red tie, James? Because I need to invite a tone into the situation, not a political party. Do you understand? Y'all will one day when you're as smart as me, right? Oh! Now,
Wear a Barbie pink one.
I've got some really cool pink ties that I used to wear when I really thought I was cool, but I don't think the Supreme Court would appreciate those, right? I mean, I've got some kick-ass ties. Guys, I did ties for 30 years. I'm so, like Dr. Joey's just said, I haven't had anything but flip-flops on or my Nikes in probably 2.5, 3 years, unless I go to like my daughter's choir or so. Dr. Joey, were you on last night? Did you see that they actually focused on my daughter for the color guard?
I did. I watched that.
Well, that's why I erased the video. I tried to just erase that part and I hit the wrong button. Everyone thinks that they took it down. Well, the wife called up early. Said, get my damn daughter off that video. I said, yes, ma'am. And it was so early. It was like 7 in the morning. And I hit the wrong button. And instead of editing, I just don't think it's that terrible for me to show you all that she's the only one picked out of like 600 people to be the representative. But
You just don't. You want to be more anonymous.
well, they want to be more anonymous. I am the opposite. I want to be more unanonymous.
Tornadoes are possible for your
But you
location.
don't want the bad guys to know what your daughter looks like.
Well, the bad guys, I'm on all their computers anyway, Dr. Joy, including the person that threatened me. So we're going to see how all that goes. Trust me, it's not going to go well. All I got to do is tell my dad, and he'll give someone that will give someone that will give someone that will give someone else that address, right? And of course that's a joke, right? It's a joke.
Right.
Did y'all laugh? Because I didn't. DJ, how's everything going for you, man?
I am resting. It is the weekend. My son turned 16, so
Damn, I thought he was ordering that.
no.
You're still in
He turned
the...
16 on Monday, and so they took 14 people to the trampoline place.
Oh,
today.
we do that. You know what? If he's getting too big, invite me up there. I'll whip his ass a few times for you.
Right?
I'm kidding.
And I only had to put one person some butterfly stitches.
Oh my lord! Do you know that glue and tape is just as good as butterfly stitches?
Right. Well, I cleaned it out. I'm like, it's not deep enough for stitches, but it is your face.
Then mine's been my face too. And my roommate was a doctor, so and I'd been in a lot of fist fights because I got a big mouth, and we were able to pull together hard enough. And then a lot of times duct tape works the best, but you got to be willing to keep that on there for about 2 weeks until and you got to pull it together close enough so there's no scar. You can't see any scars on me.
Oh, I'm good.
I know you got it covered. You know how to do it. Have you ever used glue?
I haven't. I've used suture glue, yes.
Right.
At the clinics, but
Well, that's what he had. He had this.
I only had a few minutes because they were in between dropping off between houses, and so I cleaned the wound with sterile stuff. I pulled out my kits, and then I was cutting. It was it was small, and it was right on the edge of the eyebrow, where you can't really tape the eyelid.
Right.
Right.
The worst
So
place.
I was cutting little pieces and holding them together, and it'll be fine.
It will be fine, believe it or not, if you do, like you said. So look, everything's moving directly from the west to the east. I've never seen this happen before in my life. And it looks like old James. I told y'all 2 nights ago, guys, I had the worst night of my life. I went to sleep at 1:45 finally. Probably didn't drink enough, right? And I woke up at 2:30, and the thunder hit my house like 6 times where the whole thing was rumbling. and I never went back to sleep. My eyes were black yesterday. I finally got a little sleep. Now we're going to have this hit tonight. There's already going to be tornado warnings within the next 20 minutes here. But then, Dr. Joey, you must already know you must have been hit today by a snowstorm or rain.
We got the rain, but I think they did get some snow up in the mountains. But
They did. I already looked. That one's going to actually hit me in 48 hours. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. Ridiculous. If y'all don't think this is irregular thunder strikes, well, remember, it's a fact. You can look it up. January of 2024 had more thunder strikes than any other year recorded. Now, I'm not sure if that's because they didn't record it properly or because of this brown stuff. And you know it's the China or Russia, right? Could never be anyone else.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
yeah,
I don't have that,
like
guys.
to keep repeating every 5 minutes.
It doesn't matter what channel I go to, though. Those other channels are all off, so it's very confusing for me. Now they're getting really close to me. I guess the first Supercell, we're going to go ahead and look at Supercells now. This is getting dangerous. It's only about 10 or 15 minutes off. And what I like to say is the only Supercell I see is way back here. Now, they're actually building supercells in Mexico right now. The good part is right where everyone's trying to get through an Eagle Pass on that wall. The bad part is they'll spin right through.
Tornadoes are possible for your location.
Did they have that Supercell go down the Rio Grande like you were showing last night?
I can't believe
I
it.
mean, all those people were up against the fence.
It did, sir. It did. It hit Eagle Pass, the whole deal, the tornado. No one mentioned a word about it. No one. And I don't know. I'm not driving down there to figure it out, right?
No.
I've got worse things to do, it looks like. Now, look at this. It just started here. And this is all coming from Mexico. And you'll see the brown up here. I'm going to put this in play. These guys are getting smarter, but watch the lightning strikes. Look at them. Those are going to be probably millions of lightning strikes. What y'all need to actually watch, most importantly here, is they keep moving it, but see the brown stuff as it moves out of here? When you see the heavy lightning, you see the brown stuff here? That's got to be the CCP, right, Joey?
Well, chaff. Someone's putting down some chaff in the air.
Look at this, guys. This is hail in Abilene. And those aren't little pieces of hail. Just so you guys know, Abilene is not a real big town. I mean, I think the best restaurant in the town, you should make my manager drive me there an hour and a half every night. Because Odessa sucks so bad. And let me tell y'all, that's some big hail. What's up, Mike J? Well, we got James Kaufman. I'm buzzing from a tower on the right of I-45, but I live 15 miles to the left of I-45. And I told y'all, 2 tornadoes here. And I'm about 25 miles from College Station, which is Bryan, also same town, as the crow flies. So I've already had hail today. I've already had, there's flooding everywhere. My poor aunt, cousin, both cousins, girl and female married, lost their homes in Kingwood. I say lost their homes. I guess when you get, and you know Crystal, Dr. Joey. Did she call you? She called me.
She called me, yeah. I I said, I've been telling you to move out of there for the last 10 years.
Well, it doesn't even look.
I don't want to hear about it.
I've been to her damn house and she looks so high up. I just couldn't believe it. But she sent me pictures and unbelievable. She got about 2 inches of water, which pretty much ruins your house. You don't want to live there after that. You get black mold. They want to.
She's redone that house so many times. I can't.
Well, it must be in some kind of gully.
I told you to move.
It must be in some kind of gully. What an insurance company will do, and I was never practicing adjuster, but I like to be licensed in everything. I won't lie. So I got my license as an all lines adjuster. What they will do is they will cut 3 inches out of the sheetrock all around her house. They will replace that bullshit, replace her carpet, and let her sit there on that black mold and inhale garbage the rest of her life. And that's how insurance works, right? YouTube.
Insurance all suck.
I think I can agree with that. Guys, we had to pay off 2 homes that went away. And when was Katrina? 2001, 2001, I think.
2005.
Yeah,
No.
so 4.
Yeah, 2005. 4.
4, because then we lost another beach house in Ike. Remember Ike? In 2007. I mean, we can't get ahead, right? So we are headed towards, I just want to check with you, make sure you were okay. And heard from you a day or two.
It's been a week, I'm telling you.
Did you ever get that greenhouse built?
I'm halfway through. It's been pouring.
Oh, well, I asked you if you had rain because I could see it coming down.
Every time it stops, I run out there. I'm not going to go out there and catch pneumonia. It's cold. Rain. This rain's coming out of the mountain or something.
Right. Here it's just heavy rain, right?
And
60.
I've got all the tools and everything. I mean, I've got everything covered under tarps and tents and, you know, it's like 100,000 piece jigsaw puzzle.
Look at this.
Yeah.
They're laying brown stuff here. Wow. In front of the storm here. And I'm guessing if I go to AccuWeather, and I don't guess anything. I already know what I'm going to. Did you happen to see me zoom in on NextRads? 3 or 4 of them?
I did.
I had to erase those because I was so afraid they'd take the main channel. And because Caitlin, her mom, yelled at me in the morning. But mainly because and look at the circle coming around all the helicopter pads here again. This is real time. Mainly, because her mom was yelling at me at 7:54, so I got up and erased it. I thought I was just going to edit it out, and I was so tired I just hit the F it button. But, hey, this is serious business here. Y'all saw SPX, probably not ones, but probably 3s, 4s, or 5s. Let's remember what an SPX1 is. SBX. How long did it take me? And I've got the video, I could play it, but of course YouTube will not like that. So this is the SPX1 that I broke the story on as usual. And it's actually self-propelled, which is amazing to me, but it moves faster with tugboats and things like that. And last time I heard, there's a heliport here. I don't see any barracks, but I'm sure they're built in. We had 13 of them, but that was when I did the report 2.5, 3 years ago. I bet we have an XPX5 by now, right? And you know guess how I found this? Do y'all remember the magical weather wheel on Cuba?
Oh yeah, that always was off the coast of Florida between Cuba and...
This was what I found when I finally got some pictures to zoom in on. Then they moved it over south in Guantanamo, the XBX-1. They were always ones. Now, this is probably circa 2020. I'm sure they've advanced on their technology. Why do we need radar that will move all around the world? It's not radar. Everyone says HARP, HARP, HARP. Ladies and gentlemen, HARP was sold to the University of Alaska in 1987. It's some of the oldest technology in the world. It bounces waves, not off the D region or E region, but the F region of our atmosphere. And it's very ineffective as opposed or compared to something like this, the XPS-1. Let's just type in XPS-2 and see if there's one of those, just for the hell of it. This is a total guess, right? So they're not showing anything. But it's hard for me to believe. I broke that story, and there's never been in 3 years a second version made, right? I guess it's hard for anyone.
That's the big giant radar thing that looks like it's on an oil derrick platform.
Yes, you're looking at it here in, is this New York City or is that Baltimore, guys? Look, this is Baltimore. And look, that's the port. I don't know how I got under that bridge. Look how big it is with the heliport.
They took a few of them out from the one to Fuca.
Oh, did they? They were probably trying to
Seattle.
screw you guys.
Pacific.
Well, this is how they control the weather now. HARP is like, that's a cruise ship right there, by the way, but HARP is like old news. Quit stating the word HARP. That means you're uneducated and you're a fool, okay? It was sold, and I've already done a video on it, which of course they pulled, to the University of Alaska in 1987, and they experiment with it, but it's not as powerful as something like this, okay? Just FYI for everyone's fair being, if you will. Well-being, fair being. So DJ, well-being. Well, I can't believe the son's only 16. You got your hands filled still for a year or two.
Oh my God, yes.
Is he working, hopefully, or what?
No.
Uh-oh, I don't like that. I want to get mine working at Chick-fil-A as soon as possible. So she knows what even a 5-hour shift is like, right? Not the 18-hour shifts I pull for $13 a day, right? The whole thing's laughable. But someone thought that if I lost my sponsor, I would quit the station. I'm not going to quit the station. That's just how it is. Did I quit before I had the sponsor? No. I only did because they told me I couldn't touch it for 30 days. That's the only reason I quit. Now they told me I could touch it. And let's just look real quick. Everybody, this is going to, well, I probably shouldn't show y'all. We're working on remonetization. We'll just put it like that, okay? Let's just put it like that. I will say that Michigan all of a sudden has a Supercell in it, which is epic. Pretty epic stuff here. We've got a Hastings Supercell. We'll grab the radar from. Oh, we finally got national. Oh God, we finally got real radar here. Going into Lansing, Michigan, and then hopefully it'll take into Detroit. Can we do that? I think we can.
Lansing isn't very far from Detroit.
Oh, it's right, and everything's moving. Now, this looks like chaff, Dr. Joey. I know you can't see the phone, probably, but something is intensifying this, and you know what? The government would rather do. The one thing they want to do is take out the people that don't pay taxes, okay? Now, that's weird how all these storms are headed towards my neighborhood because it's the biggest tax-paying neighborhood in the U.S. The whole U.S. Like, I paid $450,000 in 1 year in taxes, okay? So, not anymore, thank God, but it's weird. You can see the chaff, and I'm guessing, are we finding? We just found, all right, look, I just found, and we're going to go look for it right here. I'm guessing it's going to be an SPX1. Let's just Google Maps. I'm a meano. Google hates me. Use Yandex. They like when I say that.
I'm sure they could have one of those facilities. I'll call it a facility, floating facility on the Great Lakes. I mean, the Great Lakes are huge.
Oh, you're totally right. I didn't even think about
You'd
that.
never see it. You'd never find it if you didn't have the coordinates. So,
Well, when it starts putting off chaff, just like I'm about to show you guys, I've been able to find every one but one. There was one we couldn't find yesterday, right? And I just don't see that happening again. All right.
I was listening to your, I'll call it the manta ray drone.
Oh, that scares me, man.
I'm like 6,000 mile range.
6,200, I remember, miles.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
the whole,
take them across the Pacific.
well, the whole diameter of Earth is 7,500 miles. Y'all remember that? I've done that with you
I
guys.
thought the diameter of the Earth was 26,000 miles.
Well, let's see.
I mean, the Atlantic Ocean, it's 4,000 to 5,000 miles just over to England.
And who knows if the information we're getting is right. It's 12,000 kilometers, or I was right, 7,900 miles. I don't want to be
Where?
the whole diameter of the Earth right here is 7,899 miles. I hate to have a photographic memory.
Diameter?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the circumference. I'm thinking of the circumference. I'm sorry.
Remember, Miss a genius.
Diameter goes straight through it.
Whatever. No, diameter. You're right. It goes straight through it. That's exactly what it
It
does.
goes straight through it. But the circumference, I mean,
Well,
just
no
from
big deal.
Seattle to Los Angeles is what? Several thousand
Well,
miles.
that's what I'm showing you guys, that submarine can reach
I mean, that drone isn't going to
Anywhere.
be able to go very far.
at 6,200 miles. You don't think so?
Well, you have to get back to get refueled, right?
Actually, they might be able to go up on top of the water and refuel via solar. I saw weird looking panels on top of it. It looked like, to me, solar panels. Okay? I'm just
I'm
saying.
just saying, I mean, from San Francisco to Hawaii is over 7,000 miles. I mean, that's a long way.
That is incorrect as well, but I'm not going to get into it.
It just seems the Pacific is huge. I don't know how much that manta ray
I
would
just
do.
showed you two different stories saying the whole diameter of the Earth, all the way around in a circle, is 7,900 miles.
No, that's the circumference. The diameter is going straight through
Oh,
the Earth.
you're right. You're exactly what exactly right. Exactly right. All right, Grand Rapids. Let's look for the station here.
Grand Rapids. You might find a station in Muskegon, because that's on the lake.
Now, where is Grand Rapids? Is that in Michigan?
Grand Rapids is an hour north of Kalamazoo. It's 2 hours up from the Indiana border,
Give me
off of I-96.
give me a state.
Michigan.
I'm into.
But there is a Grand Rapids
All right.
in Nebraska, too, I believe.
I got hail hitting my house. That is bad.
It's coming for you.
Nah, I'll be all right. Let's see where this Grand Rapids is, guys.
Put on your red high
This
top.
is Lansing. Lansing.
Lansing is about an hour east of Grand Rapids.
You're absolutely correct. Now, how do we
Well, I
find?
grew up there in Kalamazoo, so
So then I'm going up to Michigan. There's Grand Rapids.
I grew up right between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, off of I-94.
196.
The halfway point between Chicago and Detroit was Galesburg, and that's where I grew up. But Kalamazoo is an hour up from the Indiana border. Then Grand Rapids is an hour north. Lansing is an hour east. And then Detroit is an hour and a half east and south of Lansing, depending on traffic on I-96.
All right, I think we're gonna bust him here. Oh, with Joey's help, hopefully. All right, DJ. So Grand Rapids. They just threw me off. They didn't like that moving. Oh, that was
On
wacky.
I-96, you got, Benton Harbor, South Haven, Muskegon. But Grand Rapids is an hour north of Kalamazoo.
All right. Grand Rapids. I'm there now. I'm looking for my radar dome. These look like
131, I-96. I-96 comes from Chicago to Grand Rapids. 131 goes up from Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids.
I'm always looking for like a NASA and usually it's much easier to find than this has been. I know I'm right in the general area, but that really means nothing, right?
Holland and Muskegon are the two, and South Haven are the three big cities on Lake Michigan in the southern part before you get to Traverse City, which is 4 hours north. There's definitely a radar in Traverse City.
Look at this, guys.
But Muskegon is where all the radar comes out of,
Look
Allegan County.
Look at all the cars parked here, and look how this is all, well, I guess y'all can see with your own eyes. They're there for you to see. All right, let's see how far it is from the river here. Lansing, it's just right there where the roads are. It should be an easy find, guys.
Go up by 69 and where it crosses I-96 or 196. I can't remember.
You're right. I'm almost there. I'm real close to where we're supposed to be here. Calvin University. I'm looking for a national.
Michigan State University's there, which is a huge university.
All right, so here's Grand Rapids. Here's these two. So it's going to be inside those two. We got them now. We got them now. It's going to be right here. You can zoom in and figure it out. It's going to be right here. No, I don't know what that black thing is. I'm not seeing like we regularly do a radar dish or something that appears to be a radar dish, and it should be right around up. I do see it now. Excuse me. Maybe I do. These are just churches. Does everyone agree that I'm in the right place? Alright, CubeSmart self-storage is not going to be it. Well, I guess it's not that important, but it'd be nice to see what was causing this turned into a tornado in Michigan, right? So, back to my wonderful reality. Now I've got about, 2-3 minutes?
Can you feel the witch from The Wizard of Oz riding her bike with Toto?
So guys, I did wake up at 2:30, went to sleep at 1:45 2 nights ago, and I was up the rest of the night. And each lightning strike moved my condominium. It moved it. I mean, it felt like it was hitting directly on top of me.
So they didn't take you out with the bright lights. Now they're trying lightning.
I mean, the bright lights took my left eye out. They're trying my right eye now. I mean, if you can laugh about it, you won, right? You won.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, it looks like I'm going to be hit. We are going to stay live for this. No worries. But, Dr. Joey, you want to entertain him? I'm going to go mix a drink. I'm probably going to need one here, it looks like.
Well,
you
at
want
least get the liquor bottles on the floor.
Right?
That way they don't crash, right?
You want to entertain the audience or you need a break?
I'm okay. I mean, I don't know what to say. I've been fighting people all week, so...
Well, that's the worst fight you could have is people. If you fight...
I know,
My left eye is still watering, guys. Won't lie to y'all after the surgery. It's scary. I'm going to go actually mix a drink, and Dr. Joy's in charge. He knows to keep it cool, right? This is the channel that
compliant.
this is the channel that YouTube's supposed to remonetize tomorrow, Dr. Joey.
All right, I'll be nice. Well, there goes that story. I couldn't tell you. My fight was with the hospital system. But it's also with family members, right? Anybody have family members that are constantly asking you for advice and never take it?
We all do. We all do.
Yeah. It's a battle. It's a battle. I was just trying to get my brother to go to either Cleveland or Ann Arbor because Kalamazoo is kind of divided up. You have your stroke hospital, which is Bronson, and your cardiac hospital, which is Borges. And they were trying to he had a stroke, but then they thought he had a hole in his heart, which I told them they were full of poo. And, because he's like James. In fact, his name is James. So, balls to the walls for his entire life, riding bikes, motocross, dragging people behind bikes on skateboards, sports, running, Air Force for 38 years, Lieutenant Colonel, pilot for NetJets, White House security clearance. Everything is right now, right here. And I'm telling you, if you have a hole in your heart, doing all of that your whole life, you're going to pass out before you're, 50-something. Like, the jets he flies don't fly where Southwest flies.
Right.
They fly up at 57,000 feet in a private jet.
And we all know that's...
The G-forces alone would have him passing out.
But it's also 80 times the radiation, not 80% more, but 80 times the radiation as sea level. If anyone doesn't believe me, put it in the chat. I'll bring you to rides on a plane and show y'all today's flights.
25 years as a pilot, and now they're going to tell me it's a hole in the heart. I said they got a hole in their ass.
80 times
he doesn't have a hole in his heart.
And, even in a small plane at 20,000 feet, you're still getting 30 or 40 times the radiation at sea level. If anyone doesn't believe me,
there's always the flight attendant that has the rad meter on their uniform.
I love the people that think we went to the moon still. I mean, I try to be nice to everyone, but
he flies in an altitude where if he's going over St. Louis, he can tell me the storms that are going on in the Gulf of Mexico.
So, guys, you have to realize 80,000 feet, well, 1 mile is 5,200 feet. So 80,000 feet is really what? 15 miles up. They say the satellites are 150 to 200 miles up, and the moon's 244,000 miles away. If it was, we sure haven't been there. And if Elon is not slush funding it, which we all know he is, and he thinks he's heading 34.4 million miles to Mars, everyone needs to just go ahead and start to learn more about the things. We're actually going to go to Rides on a Plane for Duck Joey because I love Duck Joey. I've got a few more hours to live here. Rides on a Plane. See what we got going here. I must have this pumped up. Let's look for Rides on a Plane, one of my favorite sites. Rides on a Plane. We'll get some of the flights today. And this is not 80% more radiation. You hear me? 80, watch it. It'll say 80 times the radiation. 80 times. And these are some rides on the plane today. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. So dose rate times sea level. And these are different flights. Worldjet charters. Flex jets. These are Learjets. FlexJet is a Learjet for rich people, and they're at 49,000 feet. Most of your commercial flights fly between about 35 and 40,000 feet, although we have flights that go...
depending on the weather, right?
Depending on the weather, and they're still getting 90 times. See that? 35,000 feet, Atlanta to New York, 90.5 times the radiation dose that you're getting at sea level. 90 times, not 90% more. 90 times more. I just don't know if y'all get that or not. And
it's
then
the difference between 90 multiplied and 0.09.
So everyone knows we have a little paper airplane. We call it a Cessna 172. It flies at about 16 to 20,000 feet in the air. My dad is still getting 15 times, not 15% more, times the radiation at those low altitudes, especially in that paper airplane, right? I call it paper because if I punch my hand through the wing, guess what happens? Not that I would do that, but guess what would happen? So Dr. Joey nailed it. This is just Republic Airlines, flight 4439 from Atlanta to New York today at 146, 90.5 times. American Airlines, 86.6 times at 34,000 feet. We've all flown that high. Imagine, and I can prove the rate of cancer in stewardess and in your pilots.
That's why
your pilots. They're over 100. They're over.
They have a day off on the ground before they're allowed to fly back overseas.
They're over 100 times the rate of cancer than someone that doesn't do that, right? And unless
they have to wait for their radiation level to come down before they're allowed to take another flight job.
I mean,
right?
Unless you like do the whole taking X-rays all day, and what's that machine that I've been in? That circular machine.
That CAT scan is like an X-ray.
It's more than that. It seems scary. Yeah. Remember the FBI agent that didn't take his side carry out, and for some reason was still in there?
Oh well, the MRI
That's what it is, MRI. Is that
MRI
not...
pulls all of the 8 hydrogen ions and then drops them, and then where they drop, the picture forms.
So just in a...
It pulls all of your hydrogen and water molecules apart.
Now, guys, these are the cheapest, smallest airplanes, Compass Airlines, that you can get. They're at 24,000 feet, 21,000 feet. The whole flight was 49 minutes, but they still got 16 times, not 16% more, the radiation at 24,000 feet. Now, I've seen flights at 80,000 feet. These are regularly U.S. military flights, but I've seen flights sucking up 120 times the radiation plus above sea level. No one believes this. Do y'all think we really went through 35,000 degree Fahrenheit? That's the first Van Allen belt. The second one, they don't know how hot it is because they ain't never been through it. They just think it's hotter. That's all they've got. Now, do y'all know that we have the new Boeing Starliner? I've got the whole live set up already for Monday evening. We start at 8:45. Boeing. Who would pick Boeing to build the new spaceship? It's called Starliner.
Your original owner or CEO died today?
Or was
At
he...
92?
Did he die or was he... I'm kidding.
I don't know. Was he part of the whole whistleblower? Because that's like 3 for Boeing.
Starliner, actually, the guy that actually mysteriously really passed away so young, he was with Starliner. That was 2 days ago. He probably was going to tell someone, we don't shoot these into space. We shoot these into the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic. They parachute out. They go into a safe housing for 6 weeks or 4 weeks. I think it's a short cruise, right? And then they just drop them off of a C-5 with in a capsule with 3 parachutes, pick them up, and that's why the abnormal amount of twins have gone to the ISS. And by abnormal, I mean almost every person that's ever been to the ISS is quote-unquote a twin. And unfortunately, remember, I had a house that was at the front gate on the ocean of NASA down there in Clear Lake. So I actually knew the twins, but I never got to see them together. That was the weird part.
It's kind of like you go to Disney World and you'll never see more than one Mickey Mouse at a time.
So,
There's only ever one character of each type in the park at a time.
Usually they were trying to accost my children, is what I remember. So this is about to get nasty.
They go through the underground tunnels and come up into the Crystal Palace. That's a good one to go to.
As long as you don't.
Crystal Palace.
As long as you don't.
With the characters.
As long as you don't end up at P. Diddy's or Britney Spears' house. Poor Britney. They really screwed her over.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, her dad sucks. I've always wondered if she's fixable, but, you know, you look at who she's dating.
I think her whole brain has been shattered inside.
I don't think she's fixable either, guys. I could have fixed her about 20 years ago, but I'm probably a little late. And now she's dating some gangster that can't even rap. At least find someone that can rap, right? Like the Kardashians, basketball player, rapper. I mean, get the program right if you're going to play the game, right? All right, so it looks like it's coming in for me. We're going to redo this. I'm going to let y'all hear the hail fall. I know y'all like to hear. Look at, oh wow, look at these. I'm going to put this in motion. Look at these circular motions. I want y'all to watch them over the chaff in Lansing, Michigan. Watch this band right here. Watch it. Watch this band. You see that? That is completely abnormal. More than abnormal. We'll put it like that.
My God, don't take out Kellogg's.
Is that where Kellogg's is?
Kellogg's is in Battle Creek, so all the farmland for all the cereals is right there.
I mean, I'm sure they're already destroyed anyway. All right, so they're chaffing Houston now, it looks like. They took my radar away. They put a line up so I can't get to the radar again. If I zoom out, you can see they're chaffing Houston. Y'all see this? If I zoom in, watch what happens. Just watch. We have Houston National Weather Radar. I just hit it. Everything. If I hit Austin, disappears. There's a line, so I cannot see below this. If it's San Antonio, I want you all to see this, okay? See the line that someone has added here? Now, you can't deny this. You can't deny it. There's no way for me to get radar. Well, I can go to AccuWeather, and we will. Guys, I'm about to be, well, you know what? God has me in his hands. That's the reason I'm even online.
You know, in the last 3 years, as many of those storms that have come around you, you have been pretty damn lucky.
It's not luck, Joey. I just told you.
I mean, the hand of God has got you surrounded by like a hedge of protection.
Well, you know what,
That's all I can
guys?
say.
I started praying again, and I had stopped praying, and I didn't realize I'd stopped praying. I pray to our Creator, and then I also pray to all my dead relatives, and it's always worked out that I could manifest anything I wanted to. That's how I had 7 companies that all made $10 million or more, right? And not because of me. I've never asked for money for myself. Yeah, it was different than that. I'll figure it out one day, but it doesn't bother me. Your opinions are your opinions. But I was bothered that I wasn't getting the information at night. Well, last night, they hit me hard. They hit me hard with everything.
Be careful what you ask for.
Y'all heard me ask for it last
And
night.
be careful what you prayed for.
And luckily, I always pray for not my well-being, but my daughter's or something like that, right? Because you know what?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I was talked to every night for 2 or 3 years. That's how my shows were probably the best on YouTube, which I can repeat because I have photographic memory. But let me say, I mentioned last night to everyone that I wasn't getting those messages every night like I used to, and I would run to the computer in the morning. Last night, they came in loud and clear, and I actually did pray before I went to sleep. I didn't only pray to my Creator. You have to pray to your angels, and mostly, I won't say mostly because I don't know, to your people in your family that have passed from this reality to the next, okay? So I woke up equipped to battle evil, and that's what I've done all day long. So,
Right?
I mean, it's the truth. You can believe it or not. I'm to the point
No,
where
I mean, some people don't believe in, praying to relatives and angels and stuff like that. And I'm like, look, the Bible says that he has angels protecting you. So why can't you ask your angels that he's assigned to you to help you?
and I don't really think it's cool to ask for your own help. I think it's cool to
No, but to complete your mission, to guide you, to make sure that you're on the path.
I
right?
said, why did you quit feeding me information, sir? I'm here to serve you. Where did I stray, right? And then I prayed that everything worked out for my daughter. That's all I prayed for, my daughter, really. And what happened? my whole night was filled with,
Tossing and turning.
we can call them nightmares, dreams, you can call them anything you want to, but I've got so much to teach y'all in the next 2 weeks after one night of sleep. One night of sleep, after not really getting a feed. I was getting a nightly feed for 2 or 3 years, and who knows? Is our creator? I believe it is. That's my belief. Y'all might believe it's that flash of light that took my left eye out, right? 6 surgeries later, right? Right now, I won't lie to y'all, my left eye is black because of how hard the surgery was. I was only on Monday, guys. It's a big black eye and it's watering. But you know what? It does not bother me because I realize that is the devil trying to get me to stop what I'm doing. And there's a lot of, the only time that lady came in, and the funny thing is, Dr. Joey, I told the sponsor, the owner of the whole gold company, I said, look, if you hire me, you're going to get a lot of people calling up with lies, and they're going to try to take me down. And he goes, I got you, but I said, look, I'm 4,500 deep, right? Different ladies. And there's probably at least a half of those that'd like to see me starve. He goes, he told me he's the same exact way. We laughed. We talked on the phone for about 6 hours one time, okay? And I won't tell you what big company he owns because y'all all know what company he owns. But I'll just say that when that happened tonight, I shot him a little text. And he laughed. And I shot him the last 2 minutes of the last video that we did where that lady said, I'm going to take your gold sponsor away. I said, no, you're not. Then we went to her channel, and it was fake. Fake. I'm so tired of...
Felicia. I even saw Tiffany write, bye, Felicia.
I was the only one, trying to locate her. Dr. Joy, I will say that it looked like she came from the Ronald Reagan building in D.C., okay? I'm on another computer, one that's twice as strong as the one I'm using for this broadcast. It's the best computer I own, and I don't believe in what I see on the screen. I believe in what's behind what produces what's on the screen, okay? So when you think I'm talking to you, maybe I'm on your computer, maybe I'm not. But I did, when we went to her channel, we found out it was made yesterday, and it was a hit job. But it's still scary because that's my sponsor, right? He saved our channel, right? And we're within 1 or 2 days of.
You should have just said, "Oh, lady, I've had much smarter people than you try to take me out."
Well, I should have actually. What I should have done, guys. I was just so mad. I was so mad, and never let anger get the best of you, because I could have actually located that person and that account with my other computer on my right here. But instead, I went to her account, proved that she was fake, proved she opened it yesterday, then blocked her. It would have been better if I just didn't say anything. And then, it did end up in a government-only zip code, 332 whatever. Oh, y'all know the zip code. There's only government buildings in the entire zip code. So, you know why they got mad? Do y'all remember what I was talking about? I talked about the Hunter Biden laptop right before she came on, and how I had done 33 hit pieces out of the 52 people that signed the letter, including Michael Chertoff, Chad Sweet, because remember, I worked for the deep state on accident, and it was an accident, I will tell you all that. They just didn't know that I was going to hold it against them, right? And hey, I still sleep with a 12-pound 45 on my chest.
There you go.
I've got to, Dr. Joy. Dr. Joyce, I can guess the gun he carries because he's military. It's going to be a Beretta 9. And what's the 2 letters after that if you're military? Beretta 9. You have to help me, Dr. Joy, here.
I don't know. I don't know. I know I went to the base and ordered the standard issue 9mm from my time in service. So
that was
they
your
special ordered it for me.
Right, that was your Beretta 9. And that's a gun that I carry in my pocket everywhere I go. Mine's just a little bit smaller. That gun is one of the best guns that's ever been made. You can decock it, put it on safety, and still have. You can lock and load it. In other words, hammer back, put the safety on. You can carry it about 14 different ways, and that's the kind of guns I appreciate, right?
I love it.
So what he's carrying is probably the best. How do I know that? Because that was the issue for all 3 armed services until, I guess, this year. They never had to replace them, and I was sitting at the bar.
They were so easy to clean. They didn't have plastic parts.
I love those guns, and that's what I carry, guys. Y'all know I carry a Beretta, a little pocket Beretta I carry. I was at the bar, getting my food tonight, ordered my food, and the lady was a teacher at my child's school, but she had retired. I said, well, your vice principal didn't lie to me. He said he's breaking up fights every 11 minutes, and there's drugs in every bathroom, but your principal, and she named their names, she goes, the school is so dangerous. You need to get your child out of there. And this is one of the teachers for 18 years at McCullough, and that would be the number 1 public. Say public again. I'm looking at Christian schools, but 50 grand's a lot of cash, especially when you guys want to buy me a cup of coffee, right? Right? Y'all think I'm kidding, but it's a lot of money. Now, I used to pay 60 something. But you know what? When I did that, we had cameras in every classroom and audio in every classroom. So while I worked my oil and gas every day, I keep another computer to my right, and I kind of follow around. And after a while, you didn't have to put the audio on because you knew what they were teaching at Dieter Academy. Let's look it up. Let's see how much it costs. Y'all need to be all brought. This one was on Shepherd. There's 2 of them. This one I think cost me $56,000 a year. Indeed. What do we call it? School. Gosh, I might have to go to Yandex to get real results. Always bail. Dietering. Gosh, this is getting scary. I wouldn't have typed this in unless I thought I was going to nail it. All right, Dietering. I'm going to type in Academy. Houston area, educating Houston, bandsfitschool.org, private schools near me, Dieter Academy. There's Dieter, but that's still not right. There's 2 Dieter Academies. So we had actually in Dieter Academy, we had cameras in every classroom, cameras in every bathroom, cameras in every hall room. but you had to be a parent with credentials, right? And I will say it was school. It's my niche school, right?
Right.
That's what they're trying to tell me. I'm like spoiled, right? The only reason my child had to go there is because she would have been killed anywhere else, right? I can't believe Junior Academy doesn't come up here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and type. This is driving me crazy. There's 2 junior academies. They're still in function. We had audio, and video, and every. Oh, they've changed the name. Maybe. Tutoring.com. I think this is the original. I think they might call it the Kipling School now. Now, we moved away about 8 or 9 years ago, so Kipling School Academy. Or these people pay more to. Let's go to Yandex. Screw. If it comes up on Yandex, I'm done with Google, okay? I am done. If y'all don't use Yandex, yeah, y'all are the ones. The joke's on you, right? Pretty much, right? So I was actually paying $60,000 a year here. Obviously, it's changed to Shepherd, or something's going on. Human trafficking fronts. Oh God, what have I done? You're able to actually follow. It must be called Shepherd. I wonder why they had to file bankruptcy. That scares me. You were able to follow everyone, your child, all day long while you worked. Now, this was 9 years ago, so always use Yandex if you can. Just because.
All right. I gotta go take these dogs out.
God bless. Feed the animals. God bless.
I've gotta go take them out before they pee on my bed.
I hear that. Hey, great to hear from you, sir.
I'm doing good. I've just been
battling. If you got a 16-year-old, based on my 12-year-old, I feel you.
You're just beginning. I'm rounding it out.
Remember when you warned me and I told you were screwed and you were wrong?
Not my daughter. My KK is just fabulous.
I was actually laughing at him. I was like, man, I raised.
And I'm like, James, you have no clue. Middle school, it's like.
I raised mine the right way.
I know. He's telling me everything I did wrong, and
I never did that. Oh,
I put those rules down and took the phone away, and she called CPS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through it all, and you have too now. You know, we're like you now. We're ready to let her go to CPS.
Right. It's all crazy. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to take these 2 little dogs out and try to catch the other 2 cats.
Hey, God bless you. Great.
God bless
Hey,
you, James.
great to hear from you. It's late as shit for me. My left eye's watering, but what am I, like 10 minutes away from this tornado here, so we're going to stick with it a little bit longer here. God bless everyone. Give Dr. Joey a thumbs up for joining us. Always inspirational, smart, and, well, all of the above, right? God bless you,
Love
sir.
guys.
Thank you, sir. Great folks here. Great folks. Great folks. Now, is James going to get through this? Usually I get through everything, but we'll see. It's all about time. How you doing, Stove? 92 feet per second. Teresa, what do you mean by that? The rain on me? Or the Conroe Dam? Alright guys, I'm about to go into a serious mode here. I've got a lot of guns going and serving this house and just one truck. And this is going to be a shit show. I was hoping to, you don't know when to load it. You never know what to do, really. Look at all this I'm going to have to sleep through. If I can sleep. It's about 2 hours north. Lois, you okay? A whiteout box means I've never seen a whiteout box. What program are you on? Let's call Miss Teresa first. I know she has to go to bed. She's camping first. I've got so many Teresas in the phone because my aunts and uncles. Tiffany, you're having earthquakes up there. I'm looking for Miss Teresa. I got Miss Teresa in a best friend deal here. Let me figure it out real quick. Was at least say hi to her. I think she might be camping. But hopefully she can at least say hi.
Good evening.
Miss Teresa, are you camping tonight or are you at home?
Mm-hmm.
You're camping?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds quiet and peaceful where you're at.
It is.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Yay.
Stay dry.
I can't stay dry. There's nothing but water outside. You see what's heading my way? Or,
Yeah, baby, you're gonna be okay though.
oh, I already know that. I'm more worried about my daughter always than me. I don't even consider myself
She'll
ever.
be okay too. She's a strong girl.
I had to erase those flyers because I put her up and she was the only one on the flyer. And her mom thought that I had shown too many people. Over 1,500 people watched that.
No, she's gonna have objections to anything you do.
That's why everyone thought I'd been attacked by YouTube. No. I showed y'all that my daughter is the lead at whatever color guard is. They flip guns and flags and stuff. And she was the one that was on the pamphlet, if y'all remember last night.
Yep.
And I was trying to just cut
Those
that.
were great pictures.
And we didn't
There
take.
wasn't anything wrong with them.
Well, that's not what I woke up to at 7:40. She must watch every live I do.
I'm sure she does.
4 years later, right? 3.5, 4 years later. Do you see what's headed for me, Miss Teresa?
Yeah, but you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. It always seems to split me, right?
Me too.
That's because we have faith, and faith is the very hardest thing to have. Faith is something you can't see, and your only belief system comes from. I mean, maybe you can explain it better than.
It's a knowing for me.
Right, so it's knowing but not proving. It's understanding, but not having. If someone asks you, prove it to me. You can't prove it to them if they don't have faith.
Right.
So it's hard to explain for me. But I'm good to go. And even if this system here that's 10 miles off from me is the worst ever and my house flies away, y'all just remember that I've gone in peace and I'll probably end up on the good side of bad, right?
I'll be in the garden.
Waiting for me?
You betcha.
I love you.
Good night, dear.
Good night. I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
All right. If anyone wants to call in, you're welcome to. I won't say this will be your last call in ever, but this probably will be a tornado on the ground here. Looks like Houston's chaffing, but I don't see a center point. That's downtown Houston. I don't see a center point of chaff. Oh, there it is right there. It's going to be Ellington Air Force Base. Ellington Air Force Base. That's an Air Force base in League City causing this. You want me to prove it? Oh, I know where we're at now, right? I know where we're at now. James Copman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
Lois, yes, you can take me right.
All right, give me a second, Lewis. I think we're getting Ellington Air Force Base chaffing. So I'm going to go to Google Maps real quick and prove to y'all that I'm right. This is my neck of the woods, so I know exactly what that is. Watch this. Y'all not going to believe this. I'm sure we're going to find an XBX 1 or 2. Exactly where I'm bringing y'all. Exactly where I'm bringing y'all. Let's hit this. And let's see. Oh, y'all want to see where my home, this is Clear Lake where my home was destroyed. That means Ellington is right in this area here. It's going to be a little bit further north here. Those circles up, there it is. Found it, busted them. Watch this. We're going to actually be able to find a national weather radar. Maybe 1 or 2, right? National Weather Radar System. 1 or 2 right here. This is all U.S. Army, U.S. Navy, Joint Reserve Base Ellington. And y'all can see that there's more than a little problem here. Look at these 3. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where your chaff's coming out of. I don't know why they want to ruin their own cities, their own people. I don't get it. I won't lie. I believe these are all reserves for Air Force Base here. I was looking for something that actually said that's EFD. Look, NASA's right here. That's not even NASA. NASA's like 100 miles where I live. But it's all coming from this Air Force Base right here. I know exactly where we're going. And sure, that French toast looked good, but more importantly, guys, they're seeding these storms here. Look, that's exactly where I brought y'all. To the T. I knew exactly where to go. Now, Lois, you made it through?
Yes. So far.
You're pretty much done, huh?
No, it's still going. It just started just before I called you.
Did you get any hail or what?
Not yet. But the lightning, the thunder, it starts with that. It'll start with a big kaboom, and then then it came. But I haven't gotten any hail or anything so far these past 5 days. I haven't gotten anything like they have in Brady and in Mason.
Right. Well, y'all can see this is evidently in front of the front. It's being produced. This is another Air Force base down here. It's exactly an Air Force base. I know exactly which base this is too. Right near Corpus Christi, right south of it. I'm looking for the circle so we get a little bit better feed on it. So for some reason, the Air Force bases are juicing these things up. And all of our comm trailing is coming out of Ellington Field. Comm trailing? Everything that comes over the woodlands coming out of Ellington Field, I already knew that. Look at that. I want y'all to see this.
I can't see it. The screen won't come in.
All right. Well, can anyone else see it? These are to the 70 mark at barometric pressure here in Huntsville. This is right on top of me. That's where I ride my motorcycles. There's the woodlands. I live right here. They're actually going off the charts to the 70 mark right here in Huntsville, which is about 15 miles, which is so weird is everything's moving northeast now. And I can back that up. And it looks like chaff is coming from just about everywhere. Oh, that's Ellington. I thought we had found a new slime ball, but it's the same old U.S. government. Oh, I mean CCP, Russia. That's what I meant.
Okay, I got the accurate weather screen, and I've zoomed in, with Mason, Burnett, and San Saba being the triangle.
Right. Everything's moved on from that now, and it's hitting Austin now, and it seems like they're seeding over Houston, and now they put.
That box is right over me now.
The red box is just a flash flood warning. It's not. That's not a tornado warning. Different color red. Just so you'll know.
This is all white and there's nothing in it. I've never seen nothing like that before.
I have every single day. Those are not tornado warnings. It's excessive rain, flash flood warnings. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's already over you. You're good to go.
Yeah.
I'll probably be dealing with this.
I wonder, but plus I'm up 1,800 feet too, so sometimes I get weather that other people don't, and there are times that I don't get the weather that they do. It's like its own little weather system up here.
Well, you know what? You're dead center in the path, and this is the forecast for today. I know exactly where you live, so they nailed it. National Weather Service, guys. The only organization that works for the U.S. government that I can trust.
Really? Yep.
This is their forecast from yesterday. I'm showing you out right now so you can see how well they nailed it.
Well, it's coming harder now.
Yeah, they probably didn't go far enough to the right. We're going to actually see within the next few minutes here. I like to stay high and dry too, like everyone else. I've had Dr. Joey's best friend, Dr. Crystal. She got 2 inches of water in her home. She called me last night at midnight, again at 9 in the morning. And, I mean, it's not like I can do anything, right?
Right.
Water
Your own.
is something You can't stop, guys.
Oh, it's quiet. I lived in Louisiana over by Hammond, and the first experience with that was Hurricane Allen, I think. You know, I was driving from Michigan down to there, and I was moving.
I'm an attorney out of Loyola. My uncle is Mayor Pro Temp New Orleans. My other uncle is Mayor Pro Temp Natchitoches, Louisiana. My other uncle is federal judge number 7 in Pineville, Louisiana. Y'all look it up. The name's Lacaze. That means the family in French, mom's side. And so Louisiana is where I used to plow fields.
Yeah, I wasn't far from Ponchatoula. That was off of
Lake
55 that connects Hammond with LaPlace.
Hey, Lois, my best friend had a beach house in Grand Isles, so understand that, okay? We're down there every weekend, so I got you. Most of these people won't know what you're talking about, right?
Right. They got strawberries the size of our fists. A lot of them they do market, like HEB, and some of the food comes from there.
So, guys, my dad is at our beach house on the beach in Mississippi with Mercury. He said when he visited me for this week, he was quiet. He was on his best behavior. I had surgery. My eye's still watering right now. It's still black and blue. He said the thing I miss most is not even my granddaughter or you. It's HEB.
That's great. It is really true. They got Randall's and all of that over there in Louisiana, but HEB beats that.
He actually called out everyone at HEB, and he said the thing I miss most, and he actually hung out at HEB for hours buying stuff.
Oh, wow.
Like he came home with the guacamole and the chips they make and the salads they make, and he's like,
I moved into Kerrville in 81, and it was when the first HEB opened in Texas, and it was in Kerrville.
Which means here, everything is better. HEB, here, everything is better. That's what it means. My friend's dad is one of the owners, unfortunately.
I thought it was something Earl Butts.
No, ma'am. It's here, everything's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's dad is one of the 3 founders. And, I mean, I'm almost 6 years old, so that happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long
but they
time ago.
delivered to the house the groceries.
Yeah, I like to pick my own out, personally.
Yes.
Maybe it's just me.
Well, I worked for Parks and Wildlife, and it was nice to come home at 5 after 5 and be greeted with the groceries. I didn't have to go do that. My dogs are climbing out. Oh my gosh, they're scared of the storm for some reason. Seems like they can tune into the electric or something. I think they can smell it too. Because I noticed that they sniff, a lot more just before a storm comes.
Well, dogs are more intelligent than humans as always. Guys, you know what I drink? I don't drink Sprite or even ginger ale anymore because of the sugar content, my doctor's instructions. I drink something called LaCroix sparkling water, and there's one specific flavor that they hide and everyone wants to buy it. It's called the black raspberry, and there's zero sugar, no artificial sweeteners like aspartame or anything like that. Now, of course, I'm putting it on my vodka, but
Yeah, they had a Peter Springs when I lived in Louisiana, and that was really good. And that was out of a Peter Springs.
so I know my friends are all what we call north of Lake Pontchartrain, right? And that's Sabita Springs. I'm very, very familiar. Remember, I went to Loyola Law School, so
Right?
very
Right.
familiar with that. Very familiar with that. All right, guys.
The well we drilled where I lived, where we moved to, it was what do you call it? I don't have to tip my tongue. The water just comes out of the ground. You don't even need, they have to have a pump.
Spring.
Yes, yes. And it was great. I wasn't but maybe 20 miles from Abita Springs.
Right. I do want y'all to see the purple coming in here, and that goes off the charts here. Luckily, no, not luckily, because Huntsville got flooded. If y'all saw my maps that I showed y'all earlier, totally underwater, all of downtown, and they're now getting pounded again by purple. That's your central pressure here, barometric pressure. Dropping to nothing, which means Cat 4, Cat 5. And Huntsville is the one I showed you all the pictures of. The whole town was underwater. And,
Wow.
and I'm,
What about the prison?
I don't know.
What would they do with the prisoners that get flooded?
I'm guessing they're not that worried about it. Here in Texas, at least. All right, guys. Well, it looks like I'm going to go ahead and have to take it wherever it means.
You have a very safe evening. I think everything will be. And congratulations, you got your voice back. I'm just going to say it that way.
I got my voice back yet. You know what?
But I'm talking in another way. So that when you wake up in the morning, you know things.
Oh, yes. Last night that happened, but it's intense. I've got stuff to tell you guys at least that I didn't know the day before. And it's not that I got my voice back, I got my instructions back.
Yes.
Because really, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Even being what and who I think I am. My channel was so great and got 50,000 subs in 3-4 months before YouTube saw me and put the handcuffs on me because of what I was instructed to do. So
Right.
I guess that's how it works, right? So we're going to have one day, and me and Lois will not be clear with heavy rainfall and flash flooding tomorrow. And then I want y'all to see Monday, tornadoes again. And that's going to be, and then if y'all, look, I want y'all to see this. This is the strongest high pressure, and it's a low pressure, right? Subtropical low. You can see the L's right here, L, L, L. They're going to drop a H in there. See the L here? They're going to drop an H in there, or 10.
Yeah, but I can visualize it.
Yeah, hey, y'all believe me. Tomorrow when I pull this same map up, this will be H's everywhere. H, 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 like high pressure. Well, high pressure does not spin counterclockwise. That's impossible. But I will say that it looks like Monday and probably Wednesday are going to be, maybe even Tuesday, because it's getting so close here. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are going to be heavy tornadic days.
Oh, no.
For the central plains, not as much as Texas, but at least the central plains. And I want everyone to, hey, you know what? Get right with yourself and don't do anyone wrong. There's enough wrong in the world that you don't have to do anything wrong.
That's right.
Try to do everything right, and everyone knows what's right or wrong. So don't pretend like you don't.
That's right.
If it doesn't feel right, it's because someone's trying to tell you something. Okay. Someone's trying to tell you something. So that is my best advice.
That's very good advice because it could save someone's life if they would just let that feeling come through them and go, no, this doesn't feel right. Go away from this and do it. Heed the call. Don't waste time. I've seen karmic things happen to people that have done things intentionally really wrong to other people, and before it would take years before something bit them in the butt. But here now, this past 2 years, it's getting faster and faster. From the time they execute whatever they've done to the time that something happens to them is incredibly fast.
Let's just say karma is a bitch.
Absolutely.
And it will become more of a bitch as we move on.
And I'm seeing more and more.
And
of them
I don't mean male, female. That's not what that was about.
I know that. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you, Miss Lois. Always lovely to talk to you. Be safe in Central Texas.
I will. You're going to have to hang up because I can't see my screen.
Yes, ma'am.
I love you, and I know you'll take care, and everything around you will be safe, and your daughter too.
I'll do my best. God bless you.
Good night.
All right. Always a good friend of the channel, Miss Lois. I do want to warn y'all about Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to be actually going through on the 4th, 5th, 6th, and maybe 7th, solar storms and now tornadoes coming through, all the moisture off the Gulf hitting Texas and up through the Central Plains, including Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri. It's going to get much worse before it gets better. I want to thank all y'all for joining us tonight. If anyone can afford to buy us a cup of coffee, it's sad that no one has bought us a cup of coffee in 3 days, but I understand that times are very tough. Times are very tough, and I want y'all to hold on the best y'all can and be the best person you can. That's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. Nothing is your fault. Remember that, and never, ever think it is. Everything is meant to be, and everything is a test in this realm or reality to see if you get to move on to the next realm or reality. With that said, this is going to be a very powerful upper level low. God bless your stuff. You have a great night. God bless.